All right, let's get those taste buds ready because today we're diving deep into Penne Rosa chicken.
Oh, yeah.
We're going way beyond just, listing ingredients and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You've sent us a stack of articles and recipes and even some personal notes.
Wow.
Clearly, you're serious about crafting the perfect plate of this creamy, comforting classic.
Yeah, it really is a classic.
So,
It's fascinating how this dish has captured so many imaginations. It
Yeah.
seems simple, but there's a real depth to Penne Rosa, especially when you start digging into the why behind each step.
exactly.
Why are we doing this?
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're going to uncover those hidden gems of knowledge that will take your Penne Rosa game to the next level.
Absolutely.
So chicken, pasta, that gorgeous pink sauce.
Right.
The building blocks are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
What does our research say about elevating this dish from good to outstanding?
Well, let's talk chicken.
Okay.
You might be tempted to grab those boneless, skinless chicken breasts, but our sources make a compelling case for using thighs instead.
Interesting.
It's all about the fat content.
Hold on, fat. Isn't that what we're always trying to avoid?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Fat plays a crucial role in flavor development.
Okay.
Think about it when you sear a piece of meat,
Uh-huh.
those browned bits.
Yeah,
That's the Maillard reaction, and it's fueled by fat.
I see.
Chicken thighs have a higher fat content, which means more of those delicious flavor compounds.
Okay.
Plus, they stay incredibly juicy during cooking.
Okay. I'm starting to see the light.
Yeah,
So juicier, more flavorful chicken.
more flavor.
What about the sauce? That's got to be where the Rosa magic really happens, right?
Absolutely, and this is where those seemingly small details can make a world of difference.
Right.
One of our sources, a renowned Italian chef, stressed the importance of slowly sautéing the onions and garlic.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about softening them, it's about building a deep, flavorful base for the sauce.
I can practically smell those onions caramelizing as we speak. Now, I noticed a lot of back and forth in our sources about the cream.
Yeah.
Heavy cream versus half and half. Is there a clear winner?
It really comes down to your personal preference and what kind of experience you're going for.
Yeah.
Heavy cream will give you that ultra-rich, decadent, almost velvety sauce that clings to the pasta.
Wow.
But if you're looking for something a bit lighter, maybe you're serving this with a heavier side dish.
Right.
Half and half is a great option.
So richness versus lightness.
Exact.
Gotta love those culinary choices.
Yeah.
Speaking of choices, I saw red pepper flakes pop up in a few of these sources.
Uh-huh.
Some like it hot. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the things I found really interesting was how these sources all agreed that you can totally customize the heat level to your liking.
Okay.
Start with a pinch of red pepper flakes, taste as you go, and if you want to bring the fire, add a bit more.
Right.
You're in control.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask about the veggies. Some recipes call for spinach or mushrooms.
Mhm.
Is that essential or more of a go with your gut situation?
What's fascinating here is that adding vegetables isn't just about personal preference. Think about those sautéed mushrooms.
Okay.
Earthy, meaty, a little bit chewy.
Yeah.
Or that wilted spinach adding a touch of freshness and a pop of color.
Right.
They bring another dimension of flavor and texture to the party.
Okay, you've officially convinced me. Veggies are in. Now let's talk about setting this scene.
Okay.
Our sources mentioned serving this with a simple green salad and some garlic bread.
Yeah.
What's the thinking there?
Those are classic pairings for a reason.
Okay.
A bright, acidic salad cuts through the richness of the Penne Rosa,
Okay.
while garlic bread is the perfect vehicle for sopping up every last drop of that creamy sauce.
Oh, man. I am getting hungry.
Yeah.
Okay, before we dive into a food coma,
Right.
there's one instruction that always throws me off. Cook the pasta al dente.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Right.
And why is it so important?
Yeah. Al dente, the holy grail of pasta perfection.
Okay.
It literally means to the tooth in Italian.
Okay.
And it refers to that perfect point where the pasta is cooked through, but still has a slight bite to it.
Right.
It shouldn't be mushy or soft.
Yeah.
You want that bit of resistance when you bite into it.
So how do you know when you've reached pasta nirvana, that perfect al dente texture?
It takes a bit of practice,
Sure.
but there's a simple trick.
Okay.
A minute or two before the package directions say the pasta is done,
Mm-hmm.
fish out a piece, let it cool slightly so you don't burn your tongue,
Right.
and take a bite.
Gotcha.
If it's still a little too firm in the center, give it another minute or so in the boiling water.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
I always thought it was just about following the package directions.
Right.
This is next level pasta knowledge.
And that's the beauty of diving deep into these culinary techniques.
Right.
Once you understand the why,
Uh-huh.
you can cook with more confidence and adapt recipes to your liking.
So it sounds like we're saying Penne Rosa chicken is more than just a recipe.
It
It's
is.
like a gateway to mastering cooking fundamentals and expressing your creativity in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Oh.
It's about understanding flavors,
Uh-huh.
textures, and how to bring them together harmoniously.
Yeah.
But it's also about having fun, experimenting, and making those delicious discoveries along the way.
Now, that's what I call food for thought.
Yeah,
We've covered a lot of ground already,
we have.
but I'm sensing there's even more to uncover.
Oh, yeah.
What are we diving into next?
You know, one thing that really stood out to me in the material you sent
Yeah.
is the passion people have for Penne Rosa chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone seems to have their own little twist, their own secret ingredient that makes it special.
That's so true. It's like this dish is a blank canvas just waiting for us to add our own personal touch.
Right.
Speaking of personal touches, I've got a confession to make.
Okay.
I am all about that smooth, silky sauce.
Oh.
Are there any tips in our research on achieving that ultimate creamy texture?
Well, one source, a food blogger known for her incredible pasta sauces,
Okay.
had a really interesting technique.
Okay.
She actually blends a portion of the diced tomatoes before adding them to the sauce.
Wait, what? Blend the tomatoes. Why haven't I thought of that?
It's such a simple trick, but it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
By blending some of the tomatoes, you create a smoother base for the sauce,
Okay.
while still leaving some chunks for texture.
Oh,
It's all about finding that perfect balance.
genius. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah.
Earlier we were talking about how Penne Rosa is like a gateway to mastering cooking fundamentals,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it goes beyond that.
Oh,
It's about building confidence in the kitchen, about feeling empowered to experiment and make a recipe your own.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in following recipes to the letter,
Right.
but the real magic happens when you start to understand the principles at play. Once you grasp the why behind what you're free to improvise, to play with flavors, and to create something truly unique.
So like swapping out an ingredient here, tweaking a measurement there.
Right.
It's about making the recipe work for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's say you're feeling adventurous and want to add a splash of white wine to the sauce for a bit of depth and acidity.
Oh.
Go for it.
Okay.
Or maybe you have some fresh herbs on hand, basil, parsley, even a sprig of thyme.
Right.
Toss them in towards the end of cooking for a burst of fresh flavor.
I'm loving this.
Yeah.
It's like we're breaking free from the recipe constraints and unleashing our inner culinary artists.
Exactly.
Okay, I have to ask, what about you? Do you have any personal twists on Penne Rosa? Any secret ingredients you swear by?
Well, I can't give away all my secrets,
Oh.
but I will say this.
Okay.
A squeeze of fresh lemon juice right before serving can really brighten up the dish.
Really?
That little touch of acidity cuts through the richness of the sauce and adds a layer of complexity that will have your taste buds singing.
Lemon juice.
Mhm.
Such a simple yet brilliant addition.
It is.
Definitely adding that to my repertoire.
Good.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Penne Rosa chicken,
Right.
what's the one key takeaway you hope our listeners walk away with?
I think the most important thing is to remember that cooking should be fun.
Right.
Don't be afraid to experiment, to try new things, and yes, even to make mistakes along the way.
Yeah.
That's how you learn and grow as a cook.
Sure.
Embrace the process, enjoy the journey, and most importantly, savor the delicious results.
Beautifully said. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll even discover your own signature twist on Penne Rosa chicken.
Now, that would be something special, and if you do, be sure to share it with us. We'd love to hear about your culinary adventures.
As we've been talking about all these different ways to personalize Penne Rosa chicken,
Yeah.
it's striking me how much this dish reflects our own individual tastes and preferences.
What's fascinating here is that a single recipe can become a springboard for endless creativity. It's like a culinary choose-your-own-adventure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some folks might love loading up on veggies.
Right.
Others might be all about that extra spicy kick.
Sure.
It's all about finding what makes your taste buds sing.
And that's the beauty of cooking.
Yeah.
It's a form of self-expression.
Okay.
You're taking raw ingredients and transforming them into something that reflects your own unique style.
I love that. It's like we're all artists in the kitchen,
We are.
even if our medium is pasta and sauce.
Exactly.
So before we let our listeners go and start whipping up their own Penne Rosa masterpieces,
Right.
any final words of wisdom? I think what we've uncovered here is that Penne Rosa chicken is more than just a recipe.
Yeah.
It's a gateway to exploring flavors and techniques,
Right.
and even our own creativity in the kitchen.
It's amazing how a dish that seems so familiar can spark such a journey of discovery.
Right.
And that's what we're all about here on the Deep Dive, helping you connect the dots, find those aha moments,
Yeah.
and walk away feeling not just informed, inspired.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've talked about the science of flavor, the art of balancing textures,
Right.
and the power of personalizing a recipe to make it truly your own.
Mhm.
But I think there's one more layer we need to explore.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, throughout our research, I kept noticing these little hints about the origins of Penne Rosa.
Yeah.
There's some debate about whether it's a purely Italian dish or a more modern American invention.
That's a really interesting point.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the evolution of food,
Right.
how dishes travel across cultures, adapt to new ingredients and palates, and ultimately become something new, yet rooted in tradition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some culinary historians believe Penne Rosa might be a descendant of pasta all'arrabbiata,
Okay.
a spicy Roman pasta dish.
Interesting.
Others suggest it's a more recent creation, perhaps inspired by vodka sauce,
Right.
which gained popularity in the U.S. in the 1980s,
Yeah, makes sense.
regardless of its precise origins.
Right.
What's fascinating is how Penne Rosa has captured the hearts and stomachs of food lovers worldwide.
It really has.
It's a testament to the power of simple, satisfying flavors
Yeah,
and the joy of sharing a meal with loved ones.
absolutely.
So true. And as we wrap up our deep dive,
Right.
I want to leave our listener with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
What story will your Penne Rosa chicken tell? What ingredients, techniques, and personal touches will you bring to the table?
Great question.
We encourage you to explore, experiment, and above all, have fun creating a dish that reflects your unique culinary voice.
That's what it's all about.
Until next time, happy cooking.
Happy cooking.